Well, good evening, everybody. I don't know. These were going out. The notices were going out awfully slow. BC.
I don't even think my ex has notified me that I'm live yet.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I'm trying to monitor as we're going here, and it's I don't know, what is it when we go live at like 7 p.m. It's like forget about it.
It's too much alpha. They're nerfing the channel.
There it is. There it is. Exactly. I like that. See, I like your thinking. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. We're gonna get a little bit of talking here. Go say hi to the chat as the notifications are going out. You know the drill. No matter where you're watching from right now, make sure you're smashing up that like button. Appreciate you for being here for Hot of the Line. We got a special guest tonight. We're going to introduce him in a minute. But let's go say hi to the chat, BC. What do you think?
I'm with it. I see some of the people that are always here. So glad you started out with me in the morning and you're here with me in the evening.
And now we're here with us in the evening. Let's see. Tex-Mex Biomix. Welcome, my friend. Appreciate you being here as always. Let's see. Probably not going to hear much. Hey, man, you can lurk. It's all good. It's all good. Automatic Beats in the house. Yes, there it is. See, he likes that music. I know he's getting jamming with that music right there. All set in the house. How's it going? All set. Let's see. Just jumping down. Well, no, what RedMan in the chat. And there's our guest for tonight. I wasn't trying to click on his comment. I was actually trying to hit Andy's comment right here. How you doing there? Life is good tonight. Life is good tonight. All right. I was actually trying. Seeing I just spoiled the surprise. I know it's not really a surprise because we had it in the title and everything. But RedMan is in the house tonight. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you being here.
Proud to be here, BC. I got to meet you at the Bitcoin conference, man. It was awesome to shake your hand. Finally get to know you, Keith. One day I'll get to shake your hand, sir. I'm proud to be here. Billy Goat Tails is in the house. I see Tex-Mex in the chat, all set. Yes. All my buddies. Look at Billy's here. All right, let's go. It's gonna be a great show.
Oh, Billy's here. There he is. Yes, he snuck in there. I didn't even see him. Awesome. Appreciate everybody from Billy Goat Tails being here. As always, you guys are amazing.
And then the next one is supposed to be in Vegas all over again. So I'm definitely gonna be there, and we're definitely gonna have to do a little more hanging out. So yeah, I was a little busy last time.
All the Bitcoin nerds need to get together and talk about Bitcoin.
Oh man, I was like, man, Vegas again, Jesus. Might as well be the Philippines for me, but I don't know.
You're coming to the next one though.
I will do my very best. My plan is to be there. Let's put it that way. My plan's to be there. Listen, we're gonna start this thing out straight off with what you need to do to win a copy of the book, The Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy. I'm gonna bring myself up a little bit bigger here so you can actually see the book. And try not to blank it out there. There you go. You want to win this copy? You can do that tonight live right here on the stream. I will send it out to you. All you got to do is in the live chat. It got to be the live chat, guys. Hashtag tricky in the live chat. Now, I know sometimes on X, people get a little bit confused, and I didn't get that set up. But I'm going to show you how to do that from X for BC if you're watching him live. Let me just bring that screen up here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do too many dang things here at once. My apologies. It's almost like I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait. I don't.
Hey, it happens sometimes.
We're all in the same boat here.
So right here, you got to be inside of his actual live stream. You guys can see that on the stream, right? Yep, perfect. Yeah. And then you go into the chat right here where it says send message, and you can put in hashtag tricky. And I'm going to do it just to show you. And what is going on? Oh, it's trying to. Yeah, no, not that. Hashtag tricky, and hit the send button or the enter button, and it will automatically enter you so I can draw it. But you got to do it from the live chat on X. You can't be doing it from any of the comments. Okay, guys. So just if you're on X watching, appreciate you being here, but you got to be doing it from the live chat. And you'll see right here, it shows up. There it is right there. Okay. It shows up in the live chat. All right. So, RedMan, tell us, how are things going with the book? Any updates that you want to pass on to everybody?
Yeah.
Comments, feedback, all that kind of stuff. Fill us in.
So if you go on Amazon, and I can't bring the link up according to Keith, but one of the mods, I see Billy there. I know he can go to my Twitter page and probably put the link for the book in the chat for you people who would like to buy it.
It's in the description as well.
It's in the description too. So yeah, the link for the book is in there. You can also find it on billygoattales.io. Go to the website. You'll be able to find it there. You'll also be able to find our NFT books. Our NFT is for sale. We have a 30-chapter NFT book that's about personal motivation, how to get better, both mentally and physically and emotionally. And you can find all that on our website. Also, another thing too is an update. You were asking me about updates. I emailed my local library today. I'm going to try to get the book in the library. So if they don't email me back here pretty soon, I'm going to be storming the doors down there and bringing the book with me and say, put this in your library because we need to teach the kids out there. I mean, that's what this is all about. We actually had Green Day Prophets. You guys know who he is. But he was on our space last Tuesday and told us that book was his daughter's favorite book. She loves the pictures. I mean, go figure. You know, it's got great pictures. I love the pictures. Yeah, but the story, I think, is the most important part because that's where the lessons learned. But if the pictures can capture them, I'm doing my job. So
a good children's book needs good pictures. That's kind of what the big selling point, you know?
Yeah. You know, almost, you know, I thought about it. I thought about putting like a page in the back where they can actually do some coloring on it, you know, and they can color their own pictures and have their own little part. But I didn't. We opted for the 10 cornerstones instead. And I think that was a great move by Billy. Billy came up with that idea, and I think it's outstanding. It was one of the first things that my dad said, actually. My dad, when he called me and he saw the book, he's like, you guys put these 10 cornerstones in here. These are fantastic. So big shout out to Big Brian Dingus out there. I know he's watching. So, but yeah. No, the book's going well. I have 15 comments on there. So if you do buy the book, you like or you dislike what you read or hear, let us know on Amazon. So go ahead and write a review and just tell us what you think. We love all kinds of, you know, even if it's bad feedback, it's constructive because I'm going to learn from that. I mean, that's another part of how much the 10 cornerstones have helped me out as a person, as a human being, is I used to get offended by everything. If it wasn't positive, I wasn't trying to hear it. But now negative comments, bring them, man, because that's going to help me become a better person in the long run.
As long as they're constructive.
Yeah. Oh, dude, even the bad ones, man. Even the bad ones, you know, it's okay. It's fine. We're dealing with the public here, so you have to be able to you know, listen to everybody and what they have to say. And then some are just because they're mad or whatever reason, then those you just throw away. But the ones that actually make sense, I'm going to listen. And that's something that I've just started doing over the last 2 years, you know, especially having these spaces on Tuesday nights. There's a lot of alpha that come out of those spaces, you know, and Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon, you know, both times there's a lot of stuff. I'll tell you what, I've grown more in the last 2 years from doing live shows and X spaces than I did the previous, you know, whatever, 35 years ahead of time. And, you know, Billy's got a motivational mindset out every single morning. It comes out. Well, my time, it comes out at about 4 a.m. For you guys, it would come out like around 7-ish. But are you guys able to hear me okay? Am I coming through okay?
Yeah. Oh, you're great. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, motivational mindset, hit that up. If you feel like you need to grow in certain areas with trading or emotional intelligence or just with your family, with your family and your friends, because I mean, we run into roadblocks every day. And those roadblocks are your own pride, or maybe it's something that you're going through in life that's negative that you can't get over. Billy's got a lot of material, and I don't know how many videos he's got out now. Probably, I don't know, he could tell us in the chat, he knows, but it's probably over 40, 50 videos already, because he does them Monday through Friday, every morning, and you can get those notifications. If you hit the bell, you'll get the notification. You'll know when he puts one out. But Tony's the one that does the editing on them. He does a fantastic job. Yeah, over 100, Billy. That's an accomplishment. Over 100, and those videos are like 8 minutes a piece. So big shout out to Crypto Billy out there, and Tony, of course, because without Tony, a lot of this wouldn't happen. So big shout out.
Billy's saying there over 100 of them. There you go.
Yeah, 140 as of this morning.
Oh, there you go.
140.
Wow.
Figure. That's amazing. Yeah, that's a milestone. Yeah, that's a milestone. That's something to celebrate right there. I know that's straight from Billy's heart. Every single video is from Billy's heart. So big shout out to Billy. And this book is straight from my heart, because when I was a kid, we didn't talk about financial things. We didn't have any kind of technical background in finance or computers or tech or anything like that. So I had to learn all these things on my own, just figure out what it is. And then I was able to lean on people like Billy and Jimmy and Tony and Dave for all the rest of it. Right. And so that's where the find your people part comes in, because, if you don't get in with the right people that you can trust, then you're kind of just an island out there, and you're hoping everything goes your way, and leaning on your own understanding, which we all know it's good for a little while, but you're going to start sinking real quick. So I've been fortunate, and I thank God I have those people in my life.
Yes. Wow. I agree. And if everybody's wondering, and LBC in the house, appreciate you being here. If everybody's wondering why that hashtag tricky is there, well, again, I'll just remind everybody, get that into the live chat for an opportunity to win a copy of the book right here. I will send it out to you. I'll get your information. We'll be sending that out to you. We'll draw it live tonight. So hashtag tricky in the live chat, please. And we will do the drawing a little later on. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, I listened, you mentioned the space, you guys space on Tuesday. And I'll tell you what, that was great, especially when he was talking about the book, good, positive stuff. I was thinking the same thing. My granddaughter loves both of the books for that matter. Oh, did I freeze up again? The drill, guys. Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say my internet has been glitching this whole time. So, the drill. Just jump in and make me look like I'm like not super frozen. Anyway, but yeah, she loves it and loves reading it. I mean, I think you and I talked about it on a back channel where it was she was all like, Papa, what's a blockchain? Perfect question. Yeah. I like that question. Give me that question all day long. And so hashtag tricky in the live chat for a chance to win. Any other info or stuff we should know about the book, either book for that matter?
Yeah. Like I said, you can buy them on billygotails.io. You go there. That will take you to the book. That will take you to the NFT book as well. And if you do have the NFT book, you are able to access token gated channels within our Discord, and the website will take you to the Discord as well. It'll take you to our TikTok, basically all of our socials. So Billy has a trading channel on there where he posts his wins and losses in there for everybody to see. And I have a research channel in there, and we had somebody on last Sunday from Quad Network Jonathan, who's the chief architect over there for their blockchain, and outstanding stuff that he was talking about. I have a bunch of coins in there that I believe should get more hype because they have more technical value. They don't because, well, let's just face it, we're not there yet, right? And so, and Kwai Network is one of those coins. It's mineable. They want to take over the fiat monetary system. They have 2 native coins, not just one. They have 2. One is inflationary, the other is deflationary. And I did a whole top to bottom analysis on them, and it's in our Discord. If you have a Billy Goat Tails NFT, you get access to that information, and that will put you. These are things that people are not talking about on every YouTube show out there, and that will give you more information so that you can make better educated guesses when it comes to investing.
Facts. And BillyGoatTales.io link is in the chat. It's in the description. It's everywhere. And Alpha Bro is also in the house. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. All right. What's that?
Givers gain.
Givers gain. That's right, baby. Hashtag givers gain. All right. How about we get on to a little bit of the other discussion, and I would love your input there, RedMan. How's that sound? We'll move on to that.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Well, 2 things we plan to talk about tonight. And BC, I'm going to bring up your screen. We might as well just start there, and we'll start talking the Circle IPO first. So take us away, BC. Start us off.
Well, I'm pretty sure most people in the chats here have heard about the Circle IPO. It launched last week, and since launching, it is up 347% in 3 days. It was supposed to, it was supposed to launch at $31. Completely skipped that at opening, launched at $69, and then immediately that single day topped out at over $103. So explosive.
You talk about moonshots. That is a moonshot.
Yeah. That's what
every trader in the world is happy right now.
Oh yeah, that's what everyone's been hoping for on their alts. They were like, "Yeah, give me like 340% in 3 days." And
yeah, you ain't getting that on alts right now.
No. But Circle definitely managed that, and they're still considered undervalued at this current price point, which is the craziest part because their evaluation is at like $8.1 billion. They've got 34 million shares coming in at right now after market close, $115. So there's still the potential for quite a bit of upside here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
I think too is what's driving this whole thing are the traders. You know, like we were talking about BC and the back channels, the traders are driving the price because, you know, you're not going to be converting your profits into Shiba Inu, right? So the traders are the ones that are bringing the volume, and they're the ones that use stable coins more than anybody. You know, it's not going to be retail. It's not going to be holders just staking from their wallets. It's going to be traders. So that's the reason why this thing is really taken off.
Oh, yeah. And especially with the fact that you're now seeing the first bits of legislation going in your government being about stable coins. This is a big move here. You're going to see your banking institutions get that little involvement as well. There's a lot of fees that go in around moving stable coins, and they're number 2 in the market. They hold a 26% market share of all stable coins. So lot of use case here. They are the number 1 used stable coin on Coinbase, which if you're in crypto, you've heard the Coinbase name. That's a big partnership right there.
Indeed.
So a lot of upside potential here. And I personally do think a pullback's going to come, but I still think it has quite a bit of upside potential here. Still, we're only day 3, and it 347% to the upside.
Crazy. Okay. Do you think that other stable coins are going to end up with IPOs? So like somebody going to be trying to IPO Tether and so on?
I think the big pressure, Keith, I think the big pressure is that Circle is United States, right? Tether, a lot of everything's pretty much out of the United States. It's offshore. It's across the seas. I mean, plus Tether had a lot of FUD around it. We don't really talk about it very much anymore. But Circle is United States grown. So and also they're partners with 21 Jack Mahler's company as well. So and then Coinbase, I look at Coinbase like they are a government entity because I was last night, the night before last, I was on with my parents. My parents are in their 70s, and they were trying to KYC into Coinbase. And they, first of all, had no idea what KYC was. I had to explain to them what KYC. And then on top of that, they were trying to hold their driver's license straight so that the camera can take a picture of their driver's license. Now think about this. You're 70 years old and you're trying to hold up for like 15 minutes your driver's license. They were sitting there doing this the whole time, and then every time they took a picture, it came back blurry, right? Well, how are 70-year-olds? Because and on top of that, I did a StreamYard with them, so I was watching them do this whole thing and then telling them what to do. There wasn't an option to upload a photo. It was just hold your driver's license up to the camera. Hopefully your camera is new enough to where it gets some kind of decent picture on there. And if they're 70 something years old, chances are they're not going to have the greatest camera in the world. And so that's one thing I think Coinbase could get better at. But I feel like that was one of those things, not last year or the year before, when they were really pushing a lot of regulation, that they really hammered down on Coinbase. And that was one of the things they kind of took away, was making it easier for people to be able to sign up and use Coinbase. I mean, I think that should be their number one objective right now, because we're getting favorable policy, monetary policy. I think Coinbase needs to make it easier for people to be able to sign up.
I will say, having just recently signed up for Kinesis. So for those who have been listening to all the stuff with Daniel Diaz and Ali from Metalmark, you know that we've been talking a lot of gold and sound money. I just had to do that very same thing, trying to hold the license. and boy, oh boy, what a pain in the keister. So I can appreciate what you're saying about that.
Grandpa Billy out there, look at he said that in the chat.
Well, he was like, I'm 11 years from 70. I'm like, oh, Grandpa Billy over here.
We tease him all the time. Billy's is such an easy person to get along with, man. I mean, he just makes it super easy. We always tease him about everything. We don't have to worry about getting under his skin because it takes a lot. He has a lot of patience too. So
yes. Oh, now I asked about USDT. You were mentioning, okay, what about these are US companies. So okay, World Liberty Financial, USD1. What are you thinking? Yay, nay? I'm a big yay on that one. I'm thinking it's coming.
I mean, I think it'll take some time. Because you have to have your basis of what your revenue is. You need to actually show the SEC a lot of like history when you're coming in to launch a stock. So a lot of these newer stable coins like USD1 is going to have some problems with that. Eventually, yes, we could potentially see that. I don't think we see Tether IPO because they're not an American company. I think with USD1, we're probably going to see some struggles there too, considering it's associated with Donald Trump. So
That's
that's
the
going
why
to be a
we'll see
biggie.
Yep.
That's going to be a biggie there. You've already seen them kind of shoot down that first go of a stablecoin bill on the Senate floor because of associations with Donald Trump and USD1 and moving $2 billion to a crypto exchange. So there are definite hurdles we're going to see coming to play in this market. It's a big thing, though, to see you've got Circle getting that IPO, kind of a little bit of a nod from the federal government of this is the stable coin that we approve of.
Exactly.
And then you've also got exchanges that are supposed to be IPOing this year, as more exchanges that are supposed to be IPOing this year as well. So just things to kind of keep your eye out on. The big thing I'm watching for this next round of stable coins is going to be FDIC backing on your money in your exchanges. So if something happens and your Coinbase money go poof and it's gone, God forbid a hack happens or they got a hold of your information because of a hack or something like that, your money's secured because it's FDIC backed as a stable coin and not just leaving that US dollars in there. Because when you leave your money in that stable coin, you get that 5% yield. Some people are definitely going to be doing that.
Yeah, BC, that's a great point. And I think too, when we were dealing with Voyager and we were dealing with Gemini or Celsius, I think we as a space learned a whole bunch about finance and fraud and what happens. So this is the big thing with becoming FDIC insured. Although it's a great thing, don't get me wrong, it's outstanding, right? Because you think that your money is insured. But the thing is that the creditors, the banks will get paid first before retail gets paid out.
Yes.
These people just now are receiving money for Celsius. And how long has it been? 3-4 years now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a long time to be waiting around for your $10,000. You know, if that's
you're
what
not
you got,
even
you
getting
probably
the whole
got
thing.
you probably got 10 cents on a dollar.
Yes.
Well,
And
exactly.
You just watched the first crypto exchange that ever got hacked have payouts this past year. And you're talking about they got hacked in 2012 and they are just now paying people out in 2024 and 2025. So it takes a while. It takes all those creditors were made hold. VCs were made hold. If you were those big money players, you got your money first. And that's you will get your money. It's just when. But if the FDIC is now involved in this, that payout comes a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and it looks sexier to TradFire, right? It looks sexier to our Franklin Templetons, our Fidelity. It looks, you know, when I talked to I went in for an interview, what was that, about a month ago, to a TradFi hedge fund, right? And I was talking to this lady, and I asked her, first of all, what made you try to recruit me? And she goes, well, the algorithm picked you up. The algorithm said that you had leadership skills, and that's kind of what we're looking for. And I was like, okay, that's great. Leadership skills, that's good. But let me let you know about something. I'm part of Billy Go Tills, and we're a crypto company. And I started talking to her about crypto, and she said, yeah, that'd be great, but you don't have you don't have the policy, you don't have the law behind your financial institutions, and that's the problem. So once we do get federally insured on the stablecoin front, now that's when these big hedge funds are going to start salivating and looking at us like they're going to make billions off of us, because they probably will, because crypto never sleeps. It's 24/7. There is no open and close. It is open all the time. So basically people are making money in crypto 24/7. And that's different for TradFi people because they're used to the stock market being open and closed. So that's going to be one big turn.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so
you've seen there's a few stocks on like Robinhood and Webull and other trading platforms that do trade 24/7 because the volume is there. And there's a selective few of them, but you see those are the stocks when a big move is happening pre-market or post-market, they are moving because people are actually able to trade there. And that's kind of that big TradFi advantage that you're going to get once you have this more security. It's like, hey, if I want to trade on, say, Bitcoin on spot as a TradFi investor, I'm not going to buy that Bitcoin and just leave it on the exchange. I'm going to put my money on there, and it's going to be in that token where I can very easily move it back and forth into my asset and then out when I've made my percentage gains. And then now it's back into my stable coin to get that yield, because the cash on the exchange doesn't actually do that. That's that big advantage. Hey, there's a big move on Asia market time frame. Well, it's 7 o'clock and I'm just eating dinner at home. Guess we're making a move now. And TradFi will do that.
Right.
And they'll bring a lot of money into the space if you have that security.
And I think you brought up a great point too, so that's another thing in crypto that is changing. I don't know if you've, I noticed in these blockchains that I'm researching, there's a lot of EVM compatible blockchains now. There's a lot of them. There's even EVM identical, which means that developers can build on both, like with Berachain. Builders can build on Berachain and then turn around and build Solidity on Ethereum at the same time with the same code. That's something that we haven't seen in the last 2 or 3 years, that I'm seeing a lot more in these new projects that want to harness the DeFi power of Bitcoin or Cardano or Solana. We can all do that interoperability and not have to worry about gas fees or bridge fees or what have you. And I could move money around and I don't have to worry about, all these different hoops that you had to go through just even last year,
Oh yeah.
So
or go back into last cycle where people were trying to move money around from one project to another, and they're like, well, how do I bridge this to this wallet, and then poof, funds are gone. And crypto's getting a whole lot easier, and the easier it gets and the more security it gets, the more likely you're going to see a lot of these TradFi investors, which you're already starting to see, coming in with more strength. And not just through those traditional means of, hey, I bought the Bitcoin ETF. They're going to be like, well, screw paying that dude 6% fees this year. Let me just own the asset.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing too, is like with the Coinbase commercial the other day, dollar, the value in dollar is going up, but the number in Bitcoin are going down. I mean, that commercial, like, man, I hit the nail on the head right there.
Oh yeah, so, I saw that. I shared it on X as the house is like rising up and up. And it's like, oh, well, part of that is that your dollar is just massively being devalued, and you're looking at instead of a deflationary currency, an inflationary currency. And hey, people want that safety. And if you're looking at it as like, well, 2,000 Bitcoin bought that house, but now it's worth 6 Bitcoin. Bitcoin go up very, 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 very quickly. Very quickly.
Well, since the Trump and Elon dump, I think Bitcoin is up $10,000 since the Trump and Elon dump. I mean, that's amazing. What was that? When was that, BC? Just a couple of days ago?
Yeah. And it's quick recoveries, which is I mean, I had talked about it. We're right back up to that golden pocket on my fib extension. And that was an area I'd kind of watching for, and very, very nice recovery off of just drama. And I've told people, just friends, that have slowly gotten into crypto this time. And they were just like, oh, well, when do I get my next buying point? I was like, just wait for the next Trump tweet, bro. I was like, it's coming. He's going to dump the markets. You just buy when the bad stuff happens, and then it recovers quite nicely.
Yeah, Keith, what's your take on the whole Trump Elon thing?
Oh, I don't know. I think this is just a lot more in the political theater realm of things, and you know what? It doesn't matter to me. Because of what Trump is doing with regard to the debt ceiling. I don't know. I again voted for Trump. Got no issue with saying I did, but like, man, when he does something stupid, I gotta call it out. And I'm sorry, raising the debt ceiling, or excuse me, eliminating the debt ceiling is just stupid. End of story. Here you go. I'll drop my mic. There it is. It is what it is there. I'm sorry. That was the other thing we were going to talk about. I'm just going to pull this off for 1 second, guys. Listen, hashtag tricky for an opportunity to win tonight. Live draw. Copy of the book right here. I'll be sending that out to you this week. And come on, get a chance to win free. Hashtag tricky in the live chat. All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation there, but there we go.
No,
Yeah,
no worries.
There it is. Buck got it spot on right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know Trump is not your traditional politician, but I'm sorry. He's playing the game at this point.
Yeah.
He's playing the game.
Yeah, I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020, and I don't believe in any party. I don't believe in either party. I felt like Trump gave us a better chance.
Oh yeah,
and that's why I voted for him.
I agree. And this is hilarious right here, LBC. I like it.
I was just commenting on that too.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh boy, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, he froze a little bit there. Let me get that screenshot.
Yep.
At least he
was smiling when he froze. At least he was smiling.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Man.
I got it right before you went like this too.
Okay, I was hoping for that, but no. Guys, if nothing else, we have a little bit of fun here on Hodl the Line. And by the way, for those, it might have happened in the comments, but Badel got stuck at work. That's why he's not here tonight, just so everybody knows. But that's okay. RedMan is filling in, and he's doing an awesome job with that. So thank you. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you.
Well, since you had brought up the whole debt ceiling discussion,
what did I start?
Well, I have a differing opinion on that. I know you think I know you think it's bad, and I get how like the average person would see getting rid of the debt ceiling as a potential bad thing. But there's several, like, yes, it has risks, but it also has several key points that can bring strength back to the U.S. economy. Things like avoiding the risk of defaults. You don't default when there's no ceiling. So there is that. It's an arbitrary number on top of that. It's a false constraint because over and over again, it just because there's the debt ceiling there doesn't mean that the debt doesn't continue to grow, because it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fake fight that they have over and over and over again. I mean, it really does absolutely nothing to have a debt ceiling. There used to never be a debt ceiling. And this is a very new constraint on the US politician that does absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, it just causes a bunch of fighting, and it weakens that security in the American financial system. There's a lot of fighting that's been caused because of it, and causing downgrades to our credit ratings because there are ceilings that we continue to put up there. And instead, we just blow past the ceiling, and now that looks bad. Well, if you just get rid of the ceiling, remove some constraints on the economy, grow things a little bit faster, you don't have to worry about the debt. And I talked about this morning. We constrain our growth in the U.S. economy incredibly hard, which is a big deal to the debt. Because if you have that $36 trillion worth of debt, but you're not growing at a sustainable rate, you're really constraining that to 2% growth, then no, you're never going to be able to pay that. But if you have nice booms where instead of constraining things at 2% growth with 2% inflation, you have nice booms like China did, where the year after year after year, we're hitting 5% growth. You know what they did with 5% growth in 10 years? Astronomical. They made massive changes to their country, which is things that we could do. We could tackle our debt if you get rid of that ceiling, remove those constraints on the economy. That debt ceiling's arbitrary. It's always been arbitrary.
I
Yeah,
don't.
so
I don't disagree.
so I'm pretty simple.
Arbitrary.
I would just like better roads. Can I just have better roads? And can I not have a pothole every 5 feet, please? I mean, I'm pretty simple, you know.
So
But,
if you want better, if you want better roads, you got to take that up with your local government and not your federal
Yeah,
government.
yeah, I
The
know.
federal
I
government
know.
only handles interstates, and they don't do that very well. So
Yeah.
Facts.
well, the big part is like you can, so like the big highway that goes through my state, I-80, it used to take it to Colorado all the time. And you go from one side, you cross that border going into Colorado, and I-80 just miraculously is 10 times better. That's because they contract that out to the local, that your local state to take care of that. Colorado's roads are way better than Nebraska's roads are. So that's all a local issue.
I think going back to the debt ceiling, I think that, you know, it's so easy to kind of manipulate people's minds if they think that the larger they're in debt, you know, the more stressed out they are, the more they feel like something needs to change. And you can move the needle, you know, you can move the needle by pushing that. Now, there's the other side too, is pushing the debt ceiling because you want to get rid of things. You know, and I think that was the big push for the Trump administration. They wanted to come in and they wanted to stop paying every country out there, you know, and cut the deficit, and then bring Doge in and cut more waste. And so they tried that, right? And they did cut. I think it was $400 billion is what it was, but that was the reason why they used that tactic, because it works. Because people listen when you say debt and you see your local area slowly crumbling away. It has a big effect on how you think about politics in America. And I think that was the one thing that was positive for the Trump campaign, is that they utilized that correctly, and they also talked about how much the left has just been spending out of, you know, willy-nilly, you know. So, and I think that worked for them.
I don't know. I think that very much depends on people's attitudes for what they're getting for free. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's free, it's for me. That's you know.
There you go. Again.
It looks like he's blowing a kiss.
Froze again.
Got him.
Damn it.
Let's do the keep face.
That's it. I'm not talking anymore. That's it.
We're gonna have to. You're gonna have to make an emoji out of that. That's one, great. It looks like you were blowing a kiss for sure. See, but like you made a good point there, because like it is kind of like all symbolic, and what it does if you remove that debt ceiling as well is it forces people to sit down and be like, so what is the trajectory that we're going to go down here? What does this future look like? Do we continue to have the same levels of spending? Do we continue to focus on Social Security the same? Do we continue to have the same military spending? What is our national interests now? What path do we take from here now that the constraints are gone? How do we focus? How do we sit down and focus on things? Can we actually sit down and fix a bunch of these roads real quick, pay the money up front because we're not having to argue over this, and then just now maintain it, which maintenance is a lot cheaper than coming in here and doing fake repairs on roads every 2 years where they just scrape off the surface and repave it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the reason. That's a great point, BC. And I think also is we need to start with the kids, and that's what Billy Goat Tales did. Is Billy Goat Tales, you start with the kids, you teach them a new monetary system, something new they can get their hands dirty with, and by the time they're of investing age, they're going to be dangerous because they already know the vehicle in which they'll be investing, and they'll already start thinking 2D, 3D, 4D chess. And these kids, I didn't have that growing up. These kids are going to be, when they get to our age, they're going to be so far advanced. And that's what the Billy Goat Tales mission is all about, is mass adoption and loving on people through education and motivation and encouragement and mass adoption. And it starts with the kids. And if the kids can start thinking and start, thinking way down the road when they're, 4 to 14 years old, then imagine what they'll be, how dangerous they'll be when they are in college and they can start making decisions to make this nation better. I mean, that's the whole big thing.
Yeah, no, agreed. Listen, I want to just give everybody the last chance. I want to do the drawing in about 3 minutes. If you want a chance to win this copy right here of the latest book from Billy Goat Tales, I'm trying to not have it leak out on me here. The Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy. By all means, hashtag Tricky in the live chat. It's got to be in the live chat, even on X, live chat, and I'll do the drawing live right here in about 3 minutes. But my question, now I know if Daniel Diaz was here, he'd have a completely different take, but I believe that yes, we definitely need to teach this younger generation sound money. They need to understand sound money. I say it that way because I include in that stuff like gold and silver, as well as Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Okay. I know he would exclude it. I include it. How do you guys feel about the way this is going in the grassroots effort at the state level? Because basically that's what's going on. Yeah, we hear about BSR up in Washington, D.C., but we still ain't seen squat about that. But we are seeing forward momentum state to state. So what do you think about that grassroots efforts?
BSR, I'm not familiar. I don't know what is it?
Bitcoin Strategic Reserve.
Oh, Strategic Reserve. Oh, okay. All right. At the grass, I know Nevada is very crypto friendly, and then we've got our neighbor next door, Wyoming, which we all know Senator Loomis is leading the charge on the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve front. Also, I think last time I checked, there was a bunch of policy made, but New Hampshire and what was the other one? BC, New Hampshire, and there was one other state. I think Texas. Texas,
Texas, and I believe Oklahoma has something in the works as well. So,
yeah, and that was another thing too. Is there was a friend of mine who brought up a good point. He's like, you're so bullish on Bitcoin, but none of this law is passed. And I was like, yeah, but it's coming though. You have to be patient for it. Like, for things to pass through Congress, House, and then get the stamp of approval from the president, you know how long that takes? I mean, they just got done with the big, beautiful bill was 5,000 pages. And they had to read that, in 3 days? You think they read 5,000 pages in 3 days? I highly doubt it. There's a lot of pork in that puppy. And they probably didn't get half of it. And
well, at least they didn't have to pass it to read it. Just saying.
Right. Right.
You act like some of those people can actually read there.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Wait. Where is it? The there it is.
No, I think getting it to the floor and getting a vote and getting it passed, it's happening. It's just happening slowly. The only problem is we have a limited amount of time, right? Because in 2 years, everybody's going to get primaried. Yep. And then we could get a total reversal if the people aren't happy with what's going on. And then what's going to happen to all those BSRs that are passed through state, and this would have all been for nothing. But that's just me fudding right now. I am optimistic person. I know it's going to pass because I see it in my own life. There's people around me that are asking me about Bitcoin, and they're doing that because Trump is on TV talking about Bitcoin. JD Vance is on TV talking about Bitcoin.
So can I just ask, are you thinking it's going to come top down? So you're thinking it's going to be federally and then kind of trickle down to the states versus grassroots at the states and trickling up to the federal level?
Well, we don't have anything passed on the federal level, but we do have things passed on the state level, though.
Right. No, I know. I guess I'm confused about the way you said it. I'm sorry.
I'm definitely, my bad.
Definitely bottom up, because I mean
Yes.
that's kind of what's been strong arming the whole federal government on things. Is you have local municipalities who are like, well, we're gonna do this thing, and it ends up working for them. Like how you saw gold being passed as currency in Florida and stuff like that, bringing
Yes.
strength to the local economy. And the government's like, maybe we should do this thing that's working there and adopt it at a larger scale.
And
they can't afford to stay out of it. You know, it's just it's stupid, right? When you have China and you have, well, I'm sure probably you think Germany's probably changed their stance on Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, so like that whole Germany
I'm sure they have.
sell-off, that whole Germany sell-off was just a test of the system. So a big way to test how a system works is to have a massive dump off, and then you kind of test the resilience of your asset. You test the blockchain as well. That was a stress test on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin completely passed that stress test.
And it gave us great buying prices.
Oh yeah, I love it. I loved it. When it's like you have places like Sweden and like smaller countries as well over in the European Union that are also adopting these Bitcoin reserves. And if all of these other countries are going to adopt it, and you want to do large money transfers that don't cost a whole lot of money, Bitcoin's going to be the way to do it. You want to settle a debt real quick, send over a few Bitcoin, done.
Yeah, and BC, to your point, Paraguay actually was the last one, and that was yesterday. Paraguay, it is now legal tender in Paraguay. So that's another nation state added to the list, and they're adding up. They're adding up, and that's going to put more pressure on the U.S. government to act. We need to see this kind of thing go forward. You know, just to get something in writing.
Agreed.
Most definitely.
And that was kind of my point with that's one of the things that Daniel Diaz does say that I agree with. He's like, if we get enough states to do the whole gold, silver legal tender thing and the Bitcoin legal tender thing, guess what? The federal government is going to have to do something. It's just that simple.
So like, and that's part of that thing where states can strong arm the federal government. You just have to have enough backing with enough states in unison to be like, this is kind of the path that we're going to head down. You can either get with or get lost.
Pretty much.
It takes more than a year for $10 trillion to come into the market. I mean, I think last year when Billy Gotel's team went to Nashville last year, we talked to a guy who was an ETF expert for the stock exchange, and I forgot his name. Forgive me. But anyways, I asked him because beforehand, it was already 8 to 9 months when we were waiting for the Bitcoin ETF to get passed, the SEC to tell us that it's okay, we can go forward with the Bitcoin ETF. And so this was at that time, it was what, 5-6 months later. I was prematurely expecting $10 trillion to just come right in the market and buy all the Bitcoin there is OTC and then have a total supply shock. But it was way too early. As you can see, the market's matured since the ETF. Yeah, the market has changed in the cycles. Changed in the flow of money, basically, is what I should say. Not so much the cycles just yet, but we'll see what happens with that. The flow of money has definitely changed because of the ETF is my opinion, the way things flow now. But I was expecting a lot more money to come in really, really fast. And now that I've watched the market an extra year now, 10 months, now you can see it's going to come in gradually, and it's going to take time for that $10 trillion to come into the market.
Accumulate them sats. Yeah, accumulate them sats. Exactly, Alpha Bros. Exactly. Guys, let's do the drawing. So hashtag last chance before I pull it. Hashtag Tricky in the live chat, and let's see who's going to win. I'm going to do it live right here so everybody can see it. This is the tool we're using to pick this thing. Hey, BC, while I'm doing this, would you mind just double checking on OC and see if he's going live so we can forward people over? I can't find him out there. See if he's got anything. So basically, you can see right here on the screen, it's this particular live stream right here, RedMan Updates. That's the stream you're on, and hashtag Tricky is the word we're looking for. And this little box right here just says if people have entered more than once, which I didn't really see anybody that did, it will eliminate it down to 1. So let's see what we got for comments here. Only 2? Seriously, does nobody want this book? Come on.
Hey,
I don't. Well, one of 2 people's gonna win.
At least there's 2. Your chances of winning very good.
Man, I'm disappointed. Okay, then let's do the draw. You know what the problem is? I think I'm one of those 2 when I tested it.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem.
You can win your own contest.
Yeah, no, we won't be having that. All right, let's see. We're gonna run it anyway. You know what? I'm gonna actually reset it. You know what? Hold on. We're gonna reset this thing. So you got another second to go ahead and put it in there. Here, we're gonna pick this. Tricky, hashtag Tricky. All right, there we go. If it goes down to 1, I'm going to really be upset. Still 2. All right, well, there it is. And here we go. Oh, my goodness. Come on.
LBC.
Come on, LBC.
LBC.
Yeah. There it is. Excellent. Excellent. All right, LBC. Reach out to me, and I will get your address because I don't think I have it. If I do, I will double look. Where is my email? Here it is, right there. CryptoCoinMindset@gmail.com. Go ahead, give me a quick email, and I will or contact me. I didn't even think about that. Piper Academy in the Discord. Catch me there.
I just shot him a message and told him.
Okay, so. Awesome. Awesome. All right.
You were the proud owner of a Billy Goat Tales children's book. There you go. There it is.
I will ship that out.
He just hopped
tomorrow.
in the chat.
Is he back in the chat? All right. Excellent.
Congratulations, LBC.
There it is.
Happen to a better person.
There you go. And what's Billy saying? For those who think the bull run is over, in the peak of 2021, crypto market cap was 3 trillion. It's only 3.4 right now. The cycle isn't close to complete yet. Just my worthless opinion. Everybody's allowed to have opinions. That's all good. That's all good. And I think we still got a little bit of upside left. The problem is I'm not so much on about alt season. That's or at least I think not how we're used to it anyway.
I think there's upside for Bitcoin still. My target was sitting in like up around 132,000. So I still think there's some upside. I don't think the alts have that same upside though. So
you're very welcome, LBC. Like I said, either reach out to me at the email, CryptoCoinMindset@gmail.com or Piper Discord, either way. And that way I can get your address and then send that out to you. I'll probably send it out either tomorrow or Wednesday. So we'll get that off to you ASAP.
I think we still got 6 months. I think we're only halfway through this year. But I will say 2026, I think that's the start of the next bear market. But I it's my worthless opinion. I've only been in since 2018. There's a lot other people that have been in a lot longer. Yeah, not financial advice.
Yeah.
But November, December, I think are going to be very favorable for us as a space. And then after that, you're on your own, buddy. I'm not round tripping any bags this time though. I can tell you that right now. I'm gonna take my profits, and if it's not enough, it's not enough, and I'll wait till next cycle. It's not a big deal.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, there he is. Is he falling asleep?
Oh my God!
Got
There
him.
he is.
Damn it! He did.
I'm quick with it. I'm a gamer. I am a gamer. I'm quick with it. It's just 3 buttons. You push them all at
Keith.
once.
Man,
Sorry, Keith.
No, it's
It was
cool.
pretty funny, though.
See, here's the thing. I asked him to do it, so he's just fulfilling my request.
I'm sending.
You can
them
make
all
a Twitter
to you
post
right
out
now.
of that.
Oh yeah,
That'd
I'm
be
sending them
hilarious.
all right now.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna have to make like a compilation screen thing with. Oh crap. I don't know, guys. That's pretty much it. Did you see OC anywhere out there, BC?
No, I did not see him going live. So
All right. Well, then that's what it is.
Maybe after, because I'm not even seeing him scheduled to go live yet.
Right.
So.
I didn't find it. I thought maybe it was just me, but okay, obviously not. Well, guys, what do you say? Shall we wrap this thing up? It's been a great conversation, if you ask me. Great conversation.
Most definitely. And gonna have to have you on again.
Yeah, RedMan, it was great to have you here, man.
Let's do it, especially if we're talking about IPOs that are moonshotting at 347% since opening. I mean, that's crazy. And I think there's so much more you can peel back in that onion. There's the partnerships, it's everything. It's like a web, and Circle's gonna be at the middle of it. They're gonna have
facts.
They're gonna have a lot more money to play with. And I think, are they gonna rival Tether? It's a big gap. It's a big gap between Tether and Circle. I mean, they would have to really wrangle in some volume. But hey, I love to see the small guy come up. I mean, they're not really small. They're a $1 billion company, but at the same time, they're a lot smaller than Tether is. So, but I love talking about those stories. I love seeing they're so encouraging that if you get in at the right time, unfortunately, BC didn't. But if you get in the right time into the right thing, profits. And if you take those, please take those. If you ever get a gain of 347%, please take profits.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, it'll 10x tomorrow, so I'll just keep it. No, just take profits, please.
Facts.
And then we'll all be, we'll all be cheering you on, encouraging you, and and if you go on Billy Go Tales TikTok, Dave has little 1-minute teaching videos on trading and they're outstanding. It teaches you candles, divergences, all kinds of smooth moving averages, all kinds of stuff on our Billy Go Tales TikTok. So I just wanted to get that in real quick before we go.
Oh, that's awesome. Anything else you want to throw before we go, RedMan?
Please follow us on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube so you can get Billy's motivational mindset videos. And I'm living proof it helps, and you'll grow. And involve yourself in a community that you love, whatever community that is. Get involved. Be a part of crypto. Don't sit on the sidelines. Everybody has their own alpha they can share, and they can add to the space. And that's what we need. We need people that want to add positivity to the space.
Facts.
Oh.
Facts. And yes, congratulations there, LBC. Yeah, my pleasure, Billy. Glad to do it. And RedMan, Jeff, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And like BC said, we got to have you back. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no problem. I'll come back on anytime.
Excellent.
I appreciate what you guys do. BC, I get to watch you in the morning, but I get to be on live with you in the afternoon. It's outstanding. It's great.
Oh yeah. And I'll see you in Vegas next year.
Oh, we'll have to go out to eat, man.
LBC, either reach out to me via email, CryptoCoinMindSet@gmail.com, or in the Piper Discord. hit me up there. I just need to grab your address. Either way. BC, anything you want to throw out before we wrap this thing up?
Make sure to tune in to Good Morning Crypto tomorrow. I will have Billy on tomorrow morning, and then I will have Ada Ace on Friday. So 2 big
All
Ada
right.
community people coming on this week.
Wow.
Heavy hitters.
Wow. I guess I might have to get up early tomorrow morning. BC, you're killing me, man. Killing me.
You mean you're not up at 4 a.m.? Come on. Who doesn't get up at 4 a.m.?
Hey, early bird catches the worm.
Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
right.
He catches
catches
something.
the worm. Yeah, it catches the worm, but misses the circle IPO for some reason.
Hey, 4 a.m. on the West Coast is 7 a.m. market open on the East Coast. So that's why I'm on the West Coast. BC, where I don't know, where are you at?
Central.
Are you on
Central?
He's central.
Central. Okay, so for you it's what, 5? For you it's 5 when the market opens.
Market. Whoa. So that early market open is like 5 a.m. my time. Yeah. So that's why that's why I talk. That's a perfect time to hit on the pre-market for my morning show. So
yeah, that's good timing. That's how you do it. Yeah, I'm up at 3:40. So 3:40 a.m. every morning I'm up, and then I'm ready for that 4 a.m. opening. Well, I got to be at work at 6, so it's normal. I'm in bed at 9 p.m. I'm all, but
yeah, we're keeping BC up right now. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, I'm about to eat dinner and then lay down.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this thing up. And just a quick update for me. Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time is the next time I'll be live with Joe midweek check-in. So make sure you are there live for that. All right, guys, we're going to dance our way out. RedMan, thanks again. Appreciate you being here. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. We'll see you again next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time for HODL the Line.